How's it going, guys? So in today's video, I'll be breaking down one hitter on each National League team that you should watch this season. Some of these guys may be the best player on their respective teams, or they might have interesting storylines and are breakout candidates. Regardless, every hitter should warrant your attention this season, and some may even rack up some hardware. And keep in mind that this season is still very young and this is just my opinion. Anyway, let's get into the video. Starting off with the National League East, and with the Atlanta Braves, we have Ronald Acuna Jr. And while the Braves have a stacked team that has former MVP Freddie Freeman and studs like Travis d'Arnaud and Ozzie Albies, Acuna takes the cake. Combined with him being only 23 years old and being one of the most electrifying players in all of baseball since making his debut in 2018, Acuna is certainly a must-watch this season. Oh, and not to mention that so far in only 51 at-bats, he has a .431 batting average, 7 home runs, 14 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and a spectacular 1.483 OPS. And while these stats are certainly inflated, Acuna may just be scratching the surface of his potential, and because of that, he definitely should be watched this season. Heading to the Washington Nationals, we have another young stud in Juan Soto. Now, where to begin with Soto? He's only 22 years old, yet he's already won a World Series, and he has a career slash line of .296, .415, and .554, and he's been one of the best players in all of baseball since 2018. This season has been no exception, as currently he is hitting .318 with 2 home runs. While some other hitters are on this list because they are breakout candidates or are all around solid, Soto is a must-watch because he's one of the best and most promising hitters in all of baseball. Keeping up with the young player trend in the National League East, we have Jazz Chisholm. With his .324 batting average, Chisholm was one of the most exciting young rookies this season. Along with being from the Bahamas, Chisholm hopefully can spark national interest in baseball. Now, obviously, Chisholm won't be able to keep up his .214 OPS this season, but his talent is undeniable. But there are concerns about Chisholm, as he has major strikeout issues in the minors and he struggled with plate discipline in the majors last season as well. But if Chisholm can be patient at the plate and can exhibit his great potential, then we'll be seeing a lot more of his homers off Jacob deGrom. On the New York Mets, we may not have the most conventional choice, but one of the best all-around players at getting on base in Brandon Nimmo. So throughout his 1,000 career at-bats, Nimmo has always done one thing really well, and that is getting on base. With him being in a lineup with Francisco Lindor, Michael Conforto, Pete Alonso, and others, it was easy for him to get overlooked. But throughout this very young season, Nimmo has outperformed them all, leading MLB in batting average with a .447 clip, and leading MLB in on-base percentage at a .543 clip. While during the next coming months, Nimmo's average will certainly drop, but he has a ton of skill, and if he can hit for contact and get on base, then the Mets might be the National League East's favorite. Finishing off the National League East with the Philadelphia Phillies, we have Alec Bohm. Once again, he isn't the best player on the team, but perhaps the one to most improve. In 2018, he was picked 3rd overall by the Phillies, and he made his debut in 2020. He then went on to have an incredible season, hitting .338, and he tied for Rookie of the Year runner-up. And he has struggled this season, but the season is very young, and in a packed division, the Phillies need him to perform along with others. But when he does perform, he'll be extremely exciting to watch. Heading to the National League Central, and with the Milwaukee Brewers, we have Keston Hiura. Now, so far, Hiura has struggled terribly, as evidenced by his terrible .128 batting average, along with his awful .234 slugging percentage. And with a team that has Christian Yelich and others, he probably won't be the best player on the team. But if the Brewers want to make the playoffs, they need Hiura to perform. But it's not like he hasn't performed before. He was a top 10 pick in 2017 who rose to the big leagues in 2019, and he hit a great .303 batting average with 19 home runs in basically half a season. Since then, he struggled in 2020 and so far this season as well. But he is a player to watch this season because while he may not be the MVP candidate like Christian Yelich, he is an above average player who's a stud when he performs. With the St. Louis Cardinals, we have their newest equation in star third baseman Nolan Arenado. If you're a baseball fan, it makes a lot of sense why Arenado is a must-watch this season. So far, in a measly 64 at-bats, he has hit 4 home runs and had a .266 batting average. While those numbers don't blow anyone away, Overall, throughout his career, he's a .292 hitter with pop and great defense. With the Cardinals gearing for a playoff run this season, Arenado is a key factor to their playoff hopes, and his great talent makes him a must-watch this season. With the team with the best record in the National League Central, at least at the time of this video, we have Cincinnati Reds outfielder Nick Castellanos. Even throughout this short season, Castellanos has seemed to do it all. Currently, he is hitting .295 with 5 home runs, 10 RBIs, and a crazy 144 OPS+. Not to mention that he helped to instigate the first brawl of the 2021 season. If the Reds want to make the playoffs, they need their offense to do well, and Castellanos is the center of their offense. Last season, he started off strong but floundered near the end, like most of the Reds lineup. With their hard start in a weak division, Castellanos is a must-watch as the Reds because his great talent, and he might help be the key to the Reds' playoff hopes. On the Chicago Cubs, we have Javier Baez. Baez is a must-watch this season because of his amazing defense and power potential. But he is also a must-watch this season to see if he can rebound from his struggles. Last season, he struggled terribly, having a 61 OPS+. OPS+ is a statistic that measures a player's offensive output, and with this stat, average big leaguers have a 100 OPS+. So last season, Baez was 39 points below average. This season has been worse, as even though he is already halfway to how many home runs he hit last season, he is only hitting 200 and he leads the league in strikeouts with 31. And combine that with the fact that he only has 1 walk and his chase rate is at all-time high, he needs to rebound quickly. And while his defense will make up for some of his struggles, he needs to rebound quickly, and that is why he's a must-watch this season. And finally, with the rebuilding Pittsburgh Pirates, we have Phillip Evans. With Ke'Bryan Hayes getting injured and Evans being put into the starting spot, he has flourished this season. But last season, Evans was great as well before he became injured. Throughout the past 2 seasons with the Pirates, which has only been a small sample size of 25 games, he has hit .311 with 4 home runs and a 144 OPS+. While those great numbers are aided by a very small sample size, Evans is intriguing as he's a 28-year-old with minimal MLB experience and has the opportunity to get a lot of playing time. Heading to the National League West, and with the reigning World Series champs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, we have Mookie Betts. Now, this was a very difficult decision on who to choose as their whole lineup is a must-watch, as well as their bench. But Mookie Betts takes the cake because of his perennial MVP caliber talent. Betts is only 28 years old, but he seems to have done it all, and so far, this season has been no exception. He is currently hitting .292 with 2 home runs and is already worth 0.7 wins above replacement. He seems to make the game look easy every day, and that is why he's a must-watch this season. Next up, with the Arizona Diamondbacks, we have catcher Carson Kelly. Kelly is only 26 years old and is a veteran of 5 big league seasons. While the Diamondbacks don't have the best selection of hitters on their team, Kelly is on this list because of his tremendous start to the season. So far, Kelly is hitting .375 with 3 home runs and a crazy 244 OPS+. And astoundingly, he is worth 1.1 wins above replacement in only 12 games. Just to see how well he can do with the season, Kelly is must-watch this season. With the San Diego Padres, we have one of the most exciting players in all of baseball with Fernando Tatis Jr. Besides being at a very young age of 22 years old and at already having signed one of the biggest extensions in baseball history, Tatis is on this list because he can do it all. He has 5 tools and he's on the Padres, a team that's one of the best in all of baseball. And while Tatis has struggled to start the year, he will easily rebound back to the great player that he is. Heading to the Colorado Rockies, we have catcher Dom Nunez. While he may not be a great player, then again there aren't that many great players on the Rockies, Nunez this season has been sneaky good. While he is platooned with fellow catcher Elias Diaz this season, Nunez has hit 4 home runs and has a 136 OPS+. With his only prior experience being 16 big league games in 2019, Nunez has a chance to shine on a mediocre Rockies team. And with his power playing at Coors Field, he'll be very fun to watch this season. And finally, last but certainly not least, we have the San Francisco Giants outfielder Mike Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski has a great storyline to his career so far. First, he is the grandson of Carl Yastrzemski. Then he spent many years in the minors before making his debut in 2019. In 2020, he broke out and finished 8th overall for MVP. While he struggled this season, he'll be very interesting to see if he can continue to perform. If you guys have enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.